Well, Karl Widerquist is a political philosopher at Georgetown University here in Qatar. So basically, the FBI is saying, we found some emails. They've got some sort of imprint of Hillary Clinton on them, but we're not telling you what's in them, and we're not telling you what's in them because we don't know what's in them yet. But the political ramifications of this could be huge.
Oh, they could be big. Yeah, all we know actually about the emails is they may be pertinent, which in order for that to be anything criminal they'd have to show intent for her to reveal classified information, which is highly unlikely. But the effect that this could have on the campaign with only 11 days to go and creating this air of a cover-up or something could be a substantial effect, and Trump is doing his best to make some political hay out of it.
And there is no smoking gun here that we know of so far, although I guess people will now be drilling down into the relationship between Mrs. Clinton, her former very close advisor, that woman's former husband. I mean, they were a power couple, a Muslim married to a Jew. She had an engagement party at Hillary's house. Bill Clinton was there. He conducted the wedding, in effect. They were going places, but then it turns out he was posting deeply intimate pictures of himself on Twitter and talking to 15-year-olds, and it was all deeply unpleasant, so therefore they had to go. But there might be a blending in of scandal there too. Oh,
there could, and that somehow, if just painting her with any connection to Weiner is bad for her. And they're more likely, I think, if they find anything in these emails, they're more likely to find something embarrassing to her rather than something that's criminally related to revealing classified info.
OK, let's just have a close look at the figures and how they stack up. On November the 8th, voters will also have the chance to cast a ballot for the US Congress. All of the 435 lower house districts are up for grabs, 34 of the 100 Senate seats. Republicans currently control both the House and the Senate. That is important because a hostile Congress has the ability to block presidential decisions. In 2013, Congress forced a U.S. federal shutdown by blocking President Obama's budget. If Clinton wins the presidency, the Democrats will be hoping to avoid another hostile Congress being in place. The Democrats can regain control of the Senate if they pick up just 4 more seats. But they would need to win 30 seats from Republicans in the House. What kind of impact do you think this might have? Because if you've got Donald Trump saying we are going to overturn something, I mean, he's basically saying this is the law correcting itself. But there was never a point in this process when Hillary Clinton was found guilty or innocent because the question of criminality never got there.
Right. So, and I think you're right in going to the congressional races because it seems that both candidates have a lot of people who've made up their minds one way or the other at the presidential level. But the control of the Congress is very close. At least in the Senate, it's very close. It's unlikely that the Democrats have much chance, the way the House is gerrymandered, that they're going to win in the House. But one side or the other is going to have a very narrow majority in the Senate after this election. And right now it's leaning Democrats. And something like this could change a couple of those close elections.
As far as the FBI chief's concerned, Mr. Comey, what's his motivation here?
I think he's more than anything, he wants to look impartial. And he might not have succeeded in looking impartial when he closed the election 4 months ago. Now, by saying, here, an unrelated thing, we found something with their imprint, these might be pertinent. He opens that up right now. He certainly doesn't look like he's doing Obama or Clinton's bidding. He looks more impartial. He doesn't necessarily look more competent.
Could we be in a situation, however, assuming for a second that the locked-in votes that we know Mrs. Clinton is going to get already, she gets the presidency, she's sworn into office, the email issue comes back, the Republicans, who will still control the House because they're kind of moving away from, well, some of them are anyway, moving away from Donald Trump, so they then go for impeachment. So I'm thinking here, Bill Clinton got very, very close to being impeached. That was a Clinton heading towards impeachment. And then if you have another Clinton with the word criminality in the same sentence, in all those influential newspapers across the country, in the square states, could we be heading towards something similar for Mrs. President Clinton?
Well, Republicans have, for 25 years, been trying to make her look criminal. And to some extent, by being rather secretive, she's not helped herself. But they've also kicked up a lot of things where there was really nothing, such as the Benghazi scandal. And yes, this is another opportunity for them, whether anything is ultimately found here or not. It's another opportunity for them to try to make her look bad. And if they just introducing articles of impeachment could damage her politically in a major way.
Very, very briefly, are Americans sick of this election in one sense?
Oh.
She is the second most unpopular presidential candidate ever. He is the most unpopular presidential candidate ever.
Oh, yes. Americans are very tired of this election. The process is too long, and we need to be talking about how can we change this process to make it not so grueling and painful.
Karl, we'll leave it there. Many thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Plenty more ahead.